What is going on, guys? I am Jehovah, and I've got something new and something fun here for you guys today. This is the Culling game, and I want to talk to you guys about it a little bit. Now, I started recording this a little bit late. The gameplay is nothing special. It's just something to more or less talk over. But so here's the thing. So this game came out early access, alpha, whatever you want to call it, while I was on a short vacation. And so I was seeing stuff come. I actually got an email, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to be a part of our first day thing." Where basically they were giving a bunch of streamers and YouTubers codes and stuff like that. And I was like, "Oh, this sounds awesome," but I can't. But there was a little bit of time to play once I got back. I got back last night, so I played it a little bit. And this is me experimenting. As you can see here, I was using a little man tracker thing, and a guy walked up right on me while I was using it, ironically enough. And this is one of my first encounters in the game. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about my thoughts and impressions and basically everything that I think and that I gathered. Now, also keep in mind, I only played maybe an hour or two at the most, right? So I wouldn't say that I'm the most experienced or, even have the best impression of the game or whatever, but that's the point of the video. It's first impressions, right? So you guys are free to obviously correct me on anything that I get wrong, or if you don't agree with something, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be reading them and replying to any of them that I think need to be replied to, I guess. Whatever. So as you can see right here, I'm getting in a fist fight with a guy, right? And so from what I read up on the game before I even played it, it basically said that they were trying to focus on melee combat for the most part, right? As you can see here, and I don't know how much I like that. Let's be honest, they're going for the Battle Royale audience, right? And the big one right now is H1Z1. So essentially, they killed that motherfucker. First off, I do want to say that the game is fun and I had a good time, so I don't want it to feel like I'm just attacking or bashing or anything. It's all kind of constructive criticism in my mind. But anyway, so they're trying to go for the Battle Royale demographic, which right now is pretty much owned by H1Z1, in my opinion. And I think the focus on the melee combat system isn't something that's attractive to me. Some people may like that. I've kind of been like that in any game. I've never liked hand-to-hand combat or even, spears, knives, fucking shovels, axes, whatever. I don't know. I'd rather have a gun. And that's just me. That's just my personal preference. That's how I feel. I don't know why I couldn't open that. I thought I was glitched out here because I had 1 health. I couldn't do anything. That one thing is supposed to be 50 funk or whatever to open. I have 111. If any of you guys have any idea what was going on here, let me know. I couldn't heal myself on the machine, and then eventually it gave me the option to. But anyways, so but it's early access alpha, whatever. So there's going to be issues, but So as you can see, I have a blowgun here, and there was the crafting menu. So it focuses a lot on crafting. The crafting is very, very simple, dumbed down. I think it's 2 rocks to make a knife, and then a knife and a stick to make a bow and stuff like that. So it's very, very simple crafting system, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a very cool idea. You can make all kinds of things. You can make traps and stuff like that, which is really cool. This game has a lot of depth already, and it's a very early build. There's perks, and there's supply drop things that you can customize to your liking and get different stuff in them. There are weapons in the game, and I know that's what people are going to say, but there are weapons, Hova. And I know that. I watched a little bit of people streaming, and see, I got killed by a blow dart in the ass and look, this guy's wearing some crazy shit. And that's one thing I will say, that their reward system, their loot system is already really cool. As far as what you get from the game and everything and how they've done that. But so yeah, there are pistols and a little SMG thing I saw and rifles and stuff like that, and they seem decent, but they don't seem the best. It's like they're trying to make the weapon, the guns in the game, the firearms, not as powerful as what other games might have them be, I guess you would say. They're trying to make people still kind of be interested in melee combat from what I see. And yeah, I just don't know how much I like that, because as you can see, that fist fight that I got in with somebody there at the beginning, I don't like how it turns into like a 30 to 45 second, like I'm just smashing melee and trying to block and melee until one person finally bleeds out or whatever. I'm not sure how much I like that. I would rather see a lot more focus on weaponry, guns and stuff like that. And another point is that I don't think it's going to show in this gameplay, but there was one game where I got in a fight with somebody that had a knife or a hatchet or something, and I was fist fighting the guy, and I ended up winning. And I'm not exactly sure what his health and my health were starting out, but it just seemed like they don't, even when you do have a melee weapon, the damage increase isn't like significant, and I think it should be. To some degree, I think it should be, more rewarding whenever you're using a melee weapon or whatever, something big and sharp and all that good stuff. But this game is crazy. It's a really cool idea. I'll say that the style of it reminded me very much of BioShock, like the little voice in game that talks about it and everything. Basically, the idea is you're on like a show, and it's 16 players, and it's just last one survives. Wins, obviously. And that was another thing that I thought was like, well, that's kind of interesting that they want to keep it 16 players. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, like, one of the things I really, really like about H1Z1 is that there's like a lot of times around 100 people. And when you win a game of H1Z1 Battle Royale, you feel like king fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you just completed like the biggest task. It's super rewarding just to say that I won, just to see that you won with that many people. Now I don't think that they need to, like, I'm not saying that the 16 player thing is terrible, but I think it would be interesting to see them have, and they do plan on having multiple maps. I know that. So maybe they'll have bigger maps, they'll have some big maps that will be, more players, and I don't even know what that number should be or be around. I don't know. But the 16 player aspect is cool, but I think it'd be cool to see a lot more at the same time. As you can see me, I'm grabbing the Funk right here. The Funk is the currency in the game, and that you have to have that to do everything. You have to have it to craft. You have to have it to heal on the little stations. And everything you find, like I'm holding this Iron for Skin thing right here. It says reduces incoming damage by 15%. For 2 minutes. So you could take that thing up to one of the Funk deposit machine things, and you can turn it into Funk points, which would be like 15 points or something like that for this little thing here, and then you can spend it on other things. So once you get 100, you actually get to call in your little care package, which I actually didn't even get to do. I think the early access alpha, whatever it was, closed alpha, is actually over now, but the game comes out early access on Steam on the 8th of March, I believe. So then I'll be able to play it again. And maybe there'll be some new maps and new stuff to check out. I'm not sure. And another thing is I didn't get to check this game out with friends. I really wanted to play it with friends because I think, like that's one of the things that makes Battle Royale so much fun is whenever you team up with some guys and get at it. But I didn't get a chance just because of the time limitations and everything to check this out with friends. I think that would make it a lot better as well. But I want to hear your all's opinions of the culling and what you guys think of it, and if you think it's going to be good or if you don't, if you're interested or not, whatever. I really like this new. I think this is going to be the new genre. The battle royale stuff is a thing right now, and a lot of developers and stuff they're taking note, and they see that that's a big interest in the gaming community right now. And it's going to be interesting to see all the ways that it goes, because I love H1Z1 Battle Royale so much. I really do. But there's a lot of ways that it can be improved. And I really like this, but I think there's a lot of ways that this can be improved too. So I don't know. I'm really excited about just the genre as a whole, I guess. But you can see here I'm using the machine, the recycler or whatever, to turn that into Funk points. And then there's a center kill switch. And once that's armed, it like releases all the gas on the map, and you have to run to the middle to fight. And it's the same concept. You have to craft a satchel and stuff like that to be able to hold more items, and there's armor and all that good stuff. And I didn't get very far on the games that I played, but I did get a couple kills. I think the most kills I got in a game was like 3, and but which is, I like to think that's pretty good for starting out, I guess. But you can see you can make like snares and caltrops and stuff like that, and you make bandages, and looks like there's poison darts. I didn't learn how to make those. What is that? I can't even tell what those are. I guess you have to have some sort of a syringe or something to add to that. So I'm not, like I said, not familiar enough with the game. I wish I could have learned more, but the game is going to come out here pretty soon on Steam, and then I definitely plan on putting more time into it. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to get your all's opinions on it and share mine. I think I really wish that they would make a little bit of a turn towards more firearms and stuff, or I don't know. I just don't like the 30-second, 45-second dirt battles that you get in where you're just punching somebody in the face over and over and over and over and over. Finally, somebody dies. I'm not a fan of that. I wish they'd make it a little bit more. Maybe you just deal more damage with the melee weapons or something like that, or just more chance of getting a firearm. I'm not sure. But those are my early impressions, my early thoughts. Like I said, share your comments, questions, thoughts, concerns, all that good stuff in the comments down below. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Your enemy just got shanked with a dirty, unsterilized blade. It's a good thing he's dead, or that wound might have gotten infected. An opponent just killed some chump with an arrow. Stay healthy. I could take your turn, but you're already at full health. Hey, wait your turn. You don't need more health. Did you hit your head? Is there pain in your toilet area? Are you unable to hear this message? It's time to play Loot Express! In 2 minutes, a random package will be delivered to Kulko Airport. Would you like to feel better? You just got stabbed to death. Maybe in the next round, someone will harvest your remaining funk. Ah, the circle of life. We advise you to keep your mouth closed if you enter the water on the island. Also, best if your blood does not come in contact with the water.